Hey everybody! Today we are doing something really exciting. We are recreating a rainbow highlighter. Now, I don't know if you can completely tell, but I actually have it on right now. I'm honestly shocked at how successful this was. So today I'm going to go over everything you need to know about making your own DIY rainbow highlighter. And I'm really just making this because I got really frustrated that it was sold out, and I felt like you guys might be feeling the same way. I definitely at some point want to try the actual highlighter that the person sells on Etsy, and I'll link that down below because that's obviously the inspiration for this video. I did not come up with this idea on my own. I just really wanted this in my hands, like now, today. I also just want to say before we get started, if you're not already subscribed, I would love to have you. We're going to be doing a lot of really fun things on this channel, so you can click right here and subscribe if you'd like to come along. So first off, let's go through what I actually had to buy to accomplish this. I went on Amazon hunting for the cheapest rainbow eyeshadow palette money could buy, and I found this one. It comes with a ton of different colors. I was pretty much just going for the most inexpensive thing I could find because I didn't honestly know if this was gonna work. I wanted you guys to be able to recreate this at a relatively inexpensive price. The next thing that I bought is metallic iridescent mica powder. It'll be linked down below, and I actually love this. You can use this stuff in so many beauty DIYs, and then you're just gonna need some alcohol. And I will say that I do have the 70% isopropyl alcohol here, but go for the 91%. That works a lot better. I'll tell you why later on. You also need something that you can mix in. Since this is such a professional operation, I split a hair clip into pieces for some stirring utensils. It worked really well. To start off, we're going to just gather all of our supplies into one place. An easily clean surface is what I recommend. This is not a tidy DIY by any means. First, we're gonna take our mica powder. Be really careful whenever you're using this because it has the tendency to go everywhere. Now we're gonna add the mica powder into this container first. And I'm just taking this, okay, let's be real here. It's just half of a hair clip. The first color in here is purple. Break up and dig out a shadow color that you're looking for. I just chose a basic purple and actually wound up adding some blue into it. That's really the fun of this. If you want a specific kind of purple that you think would look really pretty, go for it. Just honestly have some fun here. And I'm gonna add it into my mica powder slowly. You can make this as pastel or as pigmented as you would like. I decided to make mine a little more bright because I wanted to. If you wanted a more pastel rainbow highlighter, just add more of this beautiful mica powder. It's really important at this point that you mix your mica powder and the eyeshadow together. Make sure it's all combined and you have the color you'd like. Now add to your mixture a few small drops of alcohol. I really want to stress at this point that you need to add this alcohol very slowly. You want the consistency to be a paste and not a liquid. As soon as it starts to turn into the texture of like a cream eyeshadow, you've made it, you're done. Stop right there, don't add any alcohol. Make sure it's not a powder or a liquid, and we'll move on to the next step. Now comes the point where you're actually gonna put the mixture into your container. At this point, I really tried to decide where my lines were going to go. I pretty much just eyeballed 6 different partitions and decided how big the first one should be. Slowly scoop the mixture into there and push it up to the side. You pretty much just want to make this as uniform and flat as humanly possible at this point. Now we're just going to repeat that 5 more times. The next color is blue. This is actually the only color that I slightly regret making so dark. Go just a bit lighter than you think it's going to turn out. Also, between colors, you're gonna wanna clean out the rest of your empty tin. I just used a Q-tip for that. Now we're gonna move on to the green. It doesn't look too pretty at this point, but we're gonna move on to press this in the end, and it will look a lot more neat. And then do this with your yellow, orange, and your red. I used a Q-tip to blend the shades together. You do want to be quite careful with this though, because you could mix the colors and mess them up, but I found that it made the final product turn out a lot more cohesive. You also want to make sure the entire container is very clean the whole time you're doing this. Each time you finish making a color, wash your utensils and your mixing bowl. Once you've reached the point where your colors are all safely tucked into their spaces, we're going to get to actually making this a pressed powder. You're going to take something with a flat base. The closer the fit to the actual makeup, the better this turns out. You're gonna take that container or lid, whatever you're using, put a tissue around it, and then you're just going to press into the makeup. This is just to get the excess moisture from the alcohol out, and this actually just presses it into that really familiar pressed eyeshadow look. The reason I've told you to use 91% alcohol is because it dries much quicker. So mine I just made a few hours ago, and it's still damp because 71% alcohol doesn't dry as fast as 91%. So I'd recommend it, but if that's all you have around, it worked fine for me. You just let this dry. You'll be able to feel it. It's cool and a little damp to the touch. And that's it. That's how you make a rainbow highlighter. How cool is that? Is that not the coolest DIY ever? I know I did this and I'm sharing this with you, but I'm like kind of blown away. Now, I tried applying this in a few different ways. I tried it with my fingers. I tried it with a small eyeshadow brush in strips and then blended it in. But by far the best application was with one of these type of brushes. The best way to do it is to press into the makeup. You want your brush to be coated in the product like that, and then apply it in one sweep. I did a more intense rainbow over here. I think that look would be really cute for a music festival or something like that. Or dude, if you just want to like roll that way, I support you in your highlighter choices always. I will always support your highlighter choices. Frankly, I would totally wear that because I think it looks pretty awesome and different. But on this side, I went a lot lighter. It's very subtle and almost just like it's an iridescent illuminator, honestly. You could definitely wear this on a daily basis, but like, let's be real here, I'm digging this one. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna pop a few more of my DIYs linked around my face. You can go check that out since it kind of seems like you're into DIYs. I don't know. I have some cool ones on here. Maybe none quite as cool as this though, because this is pretty cool. Again, if you aren't already subscribed, I really would love to have you, and I promise to do my best to make interesting videos for you guys. And also, if you ever want to request something, write it down below and I'll probably do it. I'd love some suggestions on other DIYs or other videos you'd like to see. Also, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram if you'd like. You can come chat with me over there if that's more comfortable for you. And please, if you do try this, please tell me how it went. I really want to know if you have any tips or suggestions, or you've tried this and you did it another way. The doors are open. I want to know. I'm super into this. Okay guys, I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope you're having a really nice week, and I will see you next week. Bye.